Hi there, my name's Christian Henson from Spitfire Audio. I'm sharing walkthrough duties with Paul today because we've got a lot to get through. Albion 1 is quite an enormous collection of tools, so I'm concentrating on some of the additional material. This video is dedicated to the Brunel loops, which are a fantastic selection of loops designed primarily for drama use, but a lot of people put them into their tracks as well. Here's my favourite sound. Distorted and dirty. Apologies in advance if I talk over some of these loops. Obviously, people, unscrupulous souls, there are a few out there, and we don't want them sampling off YouTube because we've gone to huge efforts to make these. Okay, so let's go back a couple of steps. When you open up the Brunel loops, you have a bunch of loosely titled classifications of sounds. We've basically organised everything into kind of spring out of the box presets that are very easy on the system, but you can actually go into the dev kits and have a look at those. Let me just kind of explain this a little bit better for you. That prompt won't come up when you guys look. This is a beta version that I'm using. Basically, the Brunel loops are in the Edna Engine, and for those of you who are not familiar with it, it's kind of like a pair of tape decks, a tape deck and a B, or bays as we call them, and you can load sounds into these. Now with the dev kits, everything is preloaded, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that we've made from the organic Brunel loops, which I'll talk about in one moment. You'll see that 350 megabytes is a big chunk to load into memory. So this really is for kind of dev use, or if you're wanting to make your own sounds. The thing to do, once you've loaded the stuff into where you want it, just purge, and then you'll see it can go back down to nothing. Conversely, if you find a preset that you really like the sound of, in the sense of the gates that are used, then you can just, if you say for example load that and like the way that we've done that or that and that, but you're not quite sure of this sound, then you simply can pick another sound, go like that, and it'll load it in, or conversely you can unpurge and off you go. I'm going to concentrate on the sounds today, but just a very quick overview of how Edna works. So you've got Bay A, Bay B. This is the part of the signal chain which is still split off into A and B, so you've got oscillators and filters, tuning pan, ADSR, portamento, separate from each other. This is the point they unify, and you can mix between them just like you would on a DJ cross mixer thing. You can also automate the oscillator and change the speed, the amount it goes left and right, the direction in which it travels, and the shape of the oscillation. Moving down from there is a gate sequencer. You can change the length of the sequence there, switch it on or off, and set smooth and gate volume values so you can change it from a kind of just stuttery kind of patterner to a real kind of hardcore house gated things. This has been particularly fun with the Brunel loops. It serves to really tighten and punch them up. We've got a selection of EQ controls that we've placed on the front, but obviously you can select your own effects. You go into the effects window here, and basically there's a bunch of different racks of effects that are basically placed at different points in the signal path or signal chain. So if you want to load up, say a limiter, you simply maybe have to find something that you want to take off the front. I mean, you can load up a limiter in the background and still use it, but if you want to control it at the front, automate it, just go like that, and then limiter in gain. There she is. That's a cute thing as well. Right, excellent. So let's go back to the beginning. Basically, the Brunel loops are split into three categories. We have the organics, which is the raw content that we recorded with percussion maestro Paul Clavis at Air Adele Studios. We made sure that it was really super dry, so you get a really upfront, close thing that's designed to kind of be messed around with, add reverbs to this, that, and the other. We then warped these, huge selection of warped things, all from just these original recordings, And then the extreme warped basically I took those warped versions and warped them further within the Edna interface. So these are also great starting points for you to tweak and change your sounds. Brunel loops are designed to motivate your cues, to just add that little bit of kind of sparkle, tension. I find they're an excellent way of not having to rewrite an action cue if a director or a producer feels that it's dragging a little bit. But we've had stories about people writing entire immense orchestral stuff with just a little bit of Brunel in, and a director kind of hones in on that sound and just goes, I just want the whole thing to be that loop. I think the thing that's really lovely about these is you can crossfade the dynamics, so you can really kind of move it up and down to swell with your music. So let's go through a few of Paul Clavis's toys and treats. We've got a Berenbaugh. He actually has a Berenbaugh with a guitar tuning head. So that's the piano, playing the 16ths. Now if we look here, sorry, just to let you know that this is just CC1. For most people, they'd use their modulation wheel. So I've just mapped CC1 to this. And the usual protocol with the Brunel loops is piano, forte, or soft, loud. And those are true dynamics, as in Paul is actually playing those louder and softer. And then for most of the instruments, we have 8, which again are an original recording. It's not that slowed down. And something, where loops are concerned and their use in drama, we're often struggle to find a good 3/4 or a 6/8 feel. So. Again, all crossfadeable, excellent. And it's not just tuned stuff we've done a real mixture of tuned, metal, kind of wood sounding stuff, kind of shakery stuff. But again, because it's in the Edna thing, you can instantly get in there and take it away from it sounding completely organic and make it sound kind of hyper produced. So I've noted down that the clay pot certainly is a highlight as well. Let's have a listen to that. And naturally, these all change and shift with your tempo. Excellent, of whatever host DAW that you're using. We then have some comedy boobs, which are actually something from a joke shop, I believe. Paul is forever stumbling to stuff that he likes the kind of sound qualities of, so these tricks come from all over the place. And Engelhardt is good as well. And you can change the pitch just by going on to a different note. And then glass sticks. A particularly useful one. I've had to use that quite a lot on heist stuff. And then silver spoons. And we've got some extraordinary things. These are so quiet. How beautiful. Absolutely magical. Paul uses a lot of these percussion instruments when he works with Thomas Newman, and you'll hear them on Spectre and Skyfall. Okay, so let's have a check out some of the warped ones. The first one I enjoyed is these are actually zills, believe it or not. Again, we tend to have the piano and the mezzo, or whatever that is, very loud version there, and you can also very nice. And again, good stuff. Next up, well, it's got to be the badass Marauders. Sorry. And these are just from those original sessions with Paul. Quite incredible what you can take a very simple sound and make it very complex. You can add in a bit of gate if you so wish. Nice. And then we've got, this is my favourite, and as a consequence I will talk over it. So cool. I don't know why it's called that. Great stuff. Very, very useful. Combi mix. We took quite a lot of all of these different warped ones and actually mixed them together, but in an environment that caused lots of further saturation, so it's quite extraordinary. Very worth checking out, all of those combi mixes. And then, where's Marauders? I like this one. Excellent. So I tend to one way I'd do stuff, somewhat crudely, and I do like the conversation. There's something about the quality of this that reminds me of the opening sequence of a film of the same name. Very nice. It said he'd kill us if he had the chance. Okay, so finally just going to end up on the extreme warped Brunels, which I've had an absolute ball doing. And again, the power of Edna, it never ceases to amaze me. But there's some really good simple stuff, just the top end and stuff, as well as massively thick stuff. So I'm using the gate sequencer to kind of imitate a kind of side chain compression. Kind of sucking in and out, which is a lot of fun. Badass with the mod wheel. Very nice. And this might be kind of like a Bangra version of Knight Rider. Excellent stuff. Cool hats, lots of these, just ticking away. You can slap them on top of your orchestral arrangement. I'm a 1 for if there's a chase scene. I'm actually a 1 for keeping the music quite flat when they're running around, and when they kind of sit down and kind of they're hiding. That's when I actually put the rhythm in, and these kind of loops are great for that because they kind of can be just a little ticking heartbeat or something like that. Drive on rude, where's that? There you go, drive on, and the modulation wheel increases the rudeness. Oh, it's good. Oh, I quite enjoy actually distorting contact internally and inadvertently, and it creates some interesting fat sounds. Festival sound check, second one I liked. Kind of lots going on there. Very nice. And busy hi-hats. More busy hi-hats. Very nice. I think it's derived from the festival one. And then we've got some saturated bell waves, which we'll finish on. Do love those. So a real variety. Hope that this is just a starting point for some fantastic experimentation. We're certainly going to be having a lot more fun with these and issuing more presets with future updates, which we have a very good record on. So thanks for listening and see you next time.